Alright, I'm going to break down and do it. I had several people, I wouldn't necessarily say they got on to me, but they were like, hey, quit boiling, or not what they call it, just quit cooking your wax straight over a pot and then put that pot inside of another pot that's got some water. Whatever that's called. So, I broke down, here it is. I'm going to put some water in there. I'm going to get this melted down. I decided to combine them. I figured all this bull crap would just float to the top, and I don't think it's going to hurt anything, but and I can always skim it off, so whatever. But either way, that's what my buddy gave me. This is what I made, and let's make some candles. We got to put a candle inside that inside the little candle holder we just made. Yeah, that's what it's called. So let's get on with it. Hey, guess I could move that out first, couldn't I? And if I gotta add more water, I got my little coffee cup. Well, if that don't sound like I'm brewing up a potion, I don't know what does. But still smells like honey. I kind of like it. That's probably a bad thing, but oh well, it smells good. Now, if Smart Man would take some of this butcher's twine and just make a little random one first to see if this even works. But that's what a smart man would do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to double it over, like so. And this is a dip candle. I learned this from my ag teacher, and heck, it was Mr. Poe. I mean, that other YouTube channel, he's all over that Mountains and More. Yeah, go look up Mr. Poe on that and look up Mountains and More. You'll see my ag teacher and some of just their good mishaps and good adventures, let's put it that way. But we learned how to make these little dip candles in what was called a Pioneer Living class. And I learned a lot in that class, and there's stuff I still use from that class to this day, let's put it that way. But one of them was these dip candles. It's simple. You just take some string and you just dip it in there. And I'm going to do a double one. I done it differently years ago. I actually held it from the other end. But you see that wax starting to dry a little bit. Pretty much when it quits dripping, let it cool for about 30 seconds to a minute and go right back and dip it again. And you just keep dipping this over and over and over until it gathers up enough wax on the string to make a candle. Dang, it got foggy. So either way, it's time-lapse time. So here we go. And here's what we ended up with. Here's the first two. They kept cracking at this spot. It's really better to dip the whole thing in a big container instead of having to fold it back and forth like that. But either way, this one I kept taking off the wax from the bottom because it starts building up, and the longer it gets, it starts taking away from what you can dip sideways inside that the container. So I kept coming over here with this little chisel, and I kept taking off some of the excess wax. Ain't a crap ton, but enough to cause problems. But either way, now let's get it attached to the candle holder. Well, first of all, let's see if these things even work. Let's take one of these crappy ones down. Yeah. Well, so far so good. Well, it appears to be working, so I guess there you go. I guess that's how a butcher makes daggum candles. Butcher twine and beeswax. Well, happy birthday. Let's get to the next one going. Ironically enough, if y'all watch one of my old trapping videos, when I done that trapping vacation, it's been like 3-4 years ago now. So this was somebody else's trap that I found, a little dog-proof trap. And I called them up to voicemail, and I ain't heard back from them since, so this is going to be part of my next project. But anyway, just thought I'd throw that in there right quick before I cut it up. Alrighty, so at the bottom I put a nail in there. Is well, let me just pull this up for a time being. So anyways, I just put a nail in the bottom and had a little spike on it. It wasn't very long, it was just a little bitty old nail, and I hammered it down and made that hand mushroom back. I don't know if y'all can tell that super well. But anyways, I'm hoping since it comes up and is flared out like that, it'll have some of that wax help get up under the lip of that and keep it from moving around as much. So the idea is, I'm gonna try to measure. I was gonna pour it, so I'm gonna hopefully keep that centered. Put this right on top, like I had it a second ago, and just pour the wax in there. And like I said, I'm gonna have to hold this with one hand, try to keep it centered, do some pouring. Y'all get the idea. So there's that, and then over here, I had to pull this out. I had to sand the inside, and then I water brush the outside, get as clean as possible. And I'm gonna pour some wax from here to here because it's got like a little pouring spout on it, or lip. And then I'm going to use that, since it's more accurate, to pour into that in my little cup. There's a lot of that's. A lot of that's. Anyways, stay tuned. Stay tuned. There it is, folks. Look at that. Now, is it crooked? Yes. Is it cracked in half right there? Yes. Is it ugly? Absolutely. Does it exist? Absolutely yes. I am tickled with this. I mean, it might be a bit unsightly, you know, whatever. But that ain't moving around. I'm tickled with that. You can turn this any which way and it's doing just what it needs to be doing. I'm happy with that. So, yeah, it exists. It's cracked, it's ugly, disformed, got a burnt out edge, and I just made it look like I done it on purpose by putting the handle right there. But y'all get the idea. I am tickled with that. Real tickled with that. So anyways, in a future video, I'm gonna be giving this to a buddy of mine. So he's the one giving me the beeswax. It's just my little way of saying thank you. So either way, be looking forward for that video. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this one. We'll see you on the next one. Now, roll on the cool ending scene.